Honorable Minister of State, Minister of Science and Technology, Government of India. Just now he appeared on video conference, Dr. Jitendra Singh Ji. Honorable Minister for IT, Electronics, RTG, and Human Resource Development, Nara Lokesh Garu. Honorable Principal Scientist, Honorable Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India, Sri Professor Abhay Kumar Sood Garu. Honorable Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, DST, Government of India, Professor Abhay Karandikar Garu. Respected Vijayanand Garu, Her Excellency Jennifer Larson Garu, K.N. Satyanarayana Garu, Professor Kamakoti Garu, Madhumurthy Garu, Satish Garu, Rajan Garu, Sandeep Patil Garu, our Secretary, respected Bhaskar Garu, and friends. Originally, we thought to promote quantum computing. Then I thought to invite some of important people who will do this job. By that time, Government of India has announced quantum mission. Here is a man, Mr. Kamakoti. Once any idea will come on his mind, he won't leave. Continuously he is pursuing things. Then he came to me. Sir, it is a important momentum for all of us. We have to push quantum computing. How to do it? We have to work it out. Then immediately I contacted Government of India, Secretary Abhayji, and then Minister. They also agreed in principle. Then how to move further, I had a discussion with some of our major players. One Mr. Venkat from IBM. He is also very responsible at that time. Immediately responded, yes sir, we are in full swing. But ultimately, Government of India has to accept, and also other players has to come forward. Then we created an ecosystem, TCS, IBM, and L&T. All three people made it a reality. I really appreciate these three players who joined together, and Government of India and Government of Andhra Pradesh are fully supporting them. Friends, you are all aware. So many aspirations and ambitions our people have expressed today. I am remembering my olden days, that is late 90s. At that time, Bill Gates innovated internet. Because of that innovation, world has become a global village. That was the beginning. I am following, as Mr. Lokesh has rightly mentioned, I started working for IT when he was 7th class. But I applied information technology in 1983-84, just he was born at that time. So, very inspiringly, I had some vision. Information technology will bring transparency, speediness, accountability, and whatnot, everything. That was the beginning. In India, nobody had a clue how to move forward. First time, I had a meeting with, today quantum computing, at least so many people have come. At that time, only few takers and some. They came, not one meeting, 2-3 meetings, we had a brainstorming. Finally, we thought we have to attempt it. We build one good iconic tower. That is where I called L&T. Even at that time, L&T was a premier organization in construction. I asked them to build high-tech city under PPP model. That was the beginning in India to promote information technology. But by that time, Bangalore and Gurgaon, they are having operations in a big way because of natural growth. Then I promoted ecosystem. Here I am using ecosystem. IT intention alone cannot serve the purpose. I went to America. First of all, I have to study what is IT, what is going to happen in future, all these things. As Chief Minister, first time, went to America. All over the country, I told all corporate giants, you name anybody, including Microsoft, everybody I met at that time in America, and studied what is the future, and also analyzed and also asked them this showing strength of India. I told only one thing at the time everywhere. Nobody can ignore India. India is very strong in information technology for future. Reason is British people, after giving independence to us, they left English to us. They have taken my Kohinoor diamond also at that time, but they left English to us. Second, Indians are very strong in mathematics. Zero invented by Indian. So that is our strength. This is where I used to promote. Then after 15 days, I came back. I started number of engineering colleges. And also I promoted IT education and asking people to educate their children in IT. All these things, starting with high-tech city, working with the IT promotion in all walks of life. Today I can say very proudly, Hyderabad has become a hub for IT and also all related, not only IT, all futuristic technologies, highest per capita income in India, contributing Hyderabad 75% income for the state. I can announce proudly, all over the world, every 4 or 3, one is Indian in IT sector. Among Indians, 35% are Telugu community all over the world, including India. Now again I can say one thing, highest per capita income all over the world, you go to any country, America, our Consul General is here. I am proud to say we are serving your country, our people, in a big way. That is where highest per capita income, you go any country, Australia, Africa, or America, everywhere, Indians are earning. All these things happen within 25 years' time. Now I am saying, at that time, high-tech city with IT, America is having Silicon Valley. We wanted to create Quantum Valley in India. That is where Andhra Pradesh comes. That is the inspiration we are having to start Quantum Valley and also quantum computing. As Sandeep Patil has rightly mentioned, people are thinking, what is the use for IT or quantum computing? I don't have any doubt about it. Today, everything is related with technologies. Earlier, we used to send people for war. It is no more relevant. Without technology, no war at all. Technology, knowledge, these are all the future. So to empower our community in all walks of life, we have to go for latest technologies, then only we can empower, otherwise it's impossible. One thing I want to place before you, all of you, India is very strong. For that, 3-4 reasons. We started economic reforms late. That was 1991. Even that economic reforms was started by P.V. Narasimha Rao. He is also Telugu bidda from here only, from Andhra Pradesh only. Second advantage for India, 1995, technology evolution. I can say revolution. India took first mover advantage. I am very happy I played some role on that, major role. I remember ecosystem was not conducive at the time. Education, supporting infrastructure and operations, everything. Then I used to fight successive prime ministers, 3 prime ministers, for deregulation of telecommunication sector. Sometimes these are all the pleasant memories we have to remember. At that time, there are 2 public sector companies. One is BSNL, even today that is there. BSNL domestic calls. Another is VSNL international calls. At that time, my son was studying in America, Mr. Lokesh. As Chief Minister, I was not ventured to telephone to him because of heavy bill. Then there will be question and answer in assembly. I have to answer all those things. And also at that time, there was a lightning call. Immediately they had to connect, expected to connect. It used to take 1 week, 7 days. At that time, there were manual exchanges. That operator is supreme. He wanted to give lightning call, he can give. Otherwise, he will avoid. That were the days. I studied all over the world. Countries are moving very fast, contributing cell phones, everything. Then I used to talk all these things. Then when I spoke about cell phone, everybody held me political opposition. Cell phone can give food or shelter or water, what you are talking, why you are doing all these things, who wants this, like that. Today, after 25 years, wife can live without husband. Husband can live without wife. Both cannot live without cell phone. As a matter of fact, it is a weapon for everything. I can work, I can communicate, I can operate, I can do everything. But not everything. That is where reforms has taken place. Third one, technology evolution. Indians are playing major role. Now India is having advantage demographic dividend. This some of you may not understand. biggest advantage for India, young India. Always youngsters can take risk. While all other countries are facing aging problem, this demographic dividend advantage will be there up to 2047. Now I can say proudly, India's population is 146 crore population. China's population is 130 crore now. India will increase up to 170, 165. China population will be 100 crores. It is decreasing now. So, Indians can service the Indian community 80%, 20% can service global community now. Both corporate and public governance, that is the power of India. That is the power of population in India by using technology. Nobody can beat India in development. So these are all three advantages. Now, as our friends has rightly mentioned, now we are all working here. Quantum Valley with deep technologies. This is very order of the day. Earlier, only IT and applications. Now, as on today, AI has become a reality. Deep technologies are becoming a reality. And also, one example I can give you what my plans. Andhra Pradesh is having some advantages. One is Sriharikota satellite launching pad for India. I wanted now, Honorable Prime Minister and also Government of India has allowed private investment in space technology. We wanted to create space technology, space city, aerospace, defense and civilian, huge demand in India. We want to go for aerospace and also electronics. Earlier, India was importing. Today, we are exporting. There is huge demand globally, even for electronics production. And also drones. Without drones, nowadays we are all watching, drone is very, very essential to war or otherwise to have civilian applications, so many things. We created a drone city. Automobile, new technologies are emerging, green energy, EV vehicles, everything there we are working. So, Andhra Pradesh is very strong in green energy. I have seen in my life, there was no phone. Only affluent people, 5-6 villages or in a town, 1 or 2 phones. In 1989, when I started 1978 as MLA, 89 I contested from Kuppam. For the last 9 times I'm winning there. I announced in Kuppam in one public meeting, I am going to bring electronic exchange. Then my opposition criticized me, how he is going to bring electronic exchange? Manual, because we had only 20 phones in the constituency itself. That was the issue now. Everybody in my constituency today, they are having cell phones, smartphones, everybody is operating. Today, if you can see, in my government, all services I wanted to provide through WhatsApp governance. That is what IT Ministry has started. It is going on as on today extremely well. By August 15th, 100% services will be online. Nobody need to come to office. There is one more advantage in this. I can analyze through AI tool what type of complaints, who is complaining, whom they are complaining, then I can take so many actions. Now here I wanted to request all of you, this is the ecosystem we wanted to create. There quantum computing is very much needed. As Kamakoti has rightly mentioned, by January 1st, Quantum Computing Center will operate from Amaravati. This is where beginning of Quantum Valley. Then, not only starting with quantum computing, you have to bring ecosystem. We have to bring use cases. He rightly mentioned 100 use cases by August 15th, 2026. That was the beginning only. I wanted to see, as on today, very interestingly, if you can go through, average AI usage. World average 31%. India average 65%. Here, top AI usage, China, India, USA, Europe. I am confident China population will reduce, India population will increase. More AI utilization will be India. That is going to happen very soon. I am 100% confident on that. If you talk all these things, if you see here, 92% of Indian knowledge workers are using AI. Just now, IT Minister has rightly mentioned, he had a confusion on quantum computing. Then he asked ChatGPT. Immediately, it has given an answer for him. Then no need to shy away, or otherwise, he got answer for that. That is the future now. I'm saying to all my workers, everybody, any doubt, you can go, you can prepare with a ChatGPT, this type of solutions. But ultimately, what I am thinking, for example, in Andhra Pradesh, TCS is our partners, not now, on information technology from the beginning. Now we are working data lake. By integrating all records in Andhra Pradesh with data, individuals, authentication with Aadhaar, and also family as a unit, and every house is geotagged, and also GPI, GI, and also Government of India programs, Government of Andhra Pradesh programs, and public satisfaction, service delivery, all files online. Now we are going, historical data is available, we are computerizing, we are putting on cloud or data centers. And at the same time, tools are available, AI, now we are talking quantum AI, AI for quantum computing, and also real-time data is available now through satellite, drones, CCTV cameras, IoT, wearables, sensors. By creating Aware, we are getting 42 parameters real time. It may be temperature, humidity, rainfall, thunderbolt prediction, cyclone, cloud burst, soil moisture, groundwater, reservoir water, whatnot, everything. Even pest, crop pattern, prediction of crop yield, so that I can plan it for marketing. If I get all these things, for government, if I link with quantum computing, real time, I can get data, historical data is available, knowledge is available globally, computing with AI, quantum computing, I can communicate real time to the last mile again for execution. That is a game changer for future, either for health, either for agriculture, either for any walks of life. If you can do that, then youngsters are here, startup companies, and also this ecosystem players, huge market, pharma industry. Now they are doing, Suchitra is here, they are doing biotechnology. So much of research, so much of all these things. Now by using quantum computing, you can reduce the time, you can prepare your modules at a cost-effective way. Even personal medicine is not far away. So this is where I am visualizing all these things. So how to go about, all of us has to think in that direction. As our Excellency Jennifer has rightly mentioned, India and America, two big democracies. We have to compete with each other. We have to work together for each other for global good. India and America has to do in that direction. That will go a long way. Even Secretary has rightly mentioned now, they are building ecosystem. He made one comment, I am very happy. He has to prepare very clear targets. Finally, he said, India is not only a participant, we will be a player. From the beginning, I am saying we are becoming a user. Software, we are very strong. But at the same time, products, we are very weak. That is the biggest challenge, sir. I am telling you. You give challenges to our people. They are prepared to go for products. In the initial stage, entrepreneurs, we have to give some leverage. Even some people may fail, but we have to encourage. Then they will be successful. So, in this meeting, I am telling so many people you have seen from the morning, so much of enthusiasm. Now you prepare, quantum computing means not only getting one machine and putting in Amravati, then you think quantum computer has come, my work is over. No. How to create that ecosystem is important. Today also we had some meetings, all experts. I am only a policy maker. I will protect everybody's interest. If I cannot promote, nobody can promote quantum computing or deep technologies in this country. Fortunately, now we are having a Prime Minister. He is ahead of me. He is always thinking future. Earlier, I have seen so many Prime Ministers, I used to talk to them. Sometimes they used to say, we won't understand why you are making me to suffer. That were the days. Today, if I talk something, Prime Minister will give not only answer, he will give a solution. That is how he is working. We are proud, that's where I am saying always, right time, right leader, right place. That is Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. With this, even yesterday was talking to me, now sending people to war, there is no relevance. We have to concentrate on technology. How to use technology and new innovations, that is the order of the day, that is where he is working in the direction. Just now, Ajay Kumar Sood has rightly mentioned, this year, International Year of Quantum Computing by UN, even strategic autonomy, anything for that matter, we have to move in that direction. As he rightly mentioned, imagine quantum satellite. As on today, Satellite is giving some advantages. If you go for quantum satellite, then you can imagine how things are going to. It is a matter of, I am very clear, innovation is the order of the day. There are revolutions now in innovations. We are thinking somebody is innovating. That is where I used to say always, earlier, myself, I had one Mr. Raja Reddy, who was a professor in computer science in Carnegie Mellon University. We used to discuss how to take computerization to the common man. Then we created for graduates post-graduation in computer science. We believed at that time everybody should have computerization knowledge. Then only application of his knowledge will be very easy. Common man, how to take it up. We used to discuss about at the time with so many innovative ideas. All those things are becoming reality. Even language barriers we are able to cross today. My Honorable Minister has rightly mentioned, our IT Minister, he was 7th class at that time when I started IT. He wanted to inquire about a minister. Who is at that time minister? They are ordinary people. One Mr. Raghunath Reddy and also Gopal Krishna Reddy. Graduates, not IT professionals. Now he is Carnegie Mellon University Computer Science Minister background and also Stanford MBA. Both are very good in designation. Now he has to understand IT and apply IT and also use quantum computing and produce outcomes, use cases. That is his responsibility as minister. That is where I am giving a vision now, and also we are giving concepts, vision. He has to get it done now. As Honorable Minister has rightly mentioned, Government of India is committed for a cause through quantum mission, and also Government of Andhra Pradesh has taken lead. He created some hubs, all these things he explained all of us. Funds, resources is not the constraint. When there is a will, everything will fall in line. We can create wealth. We can generate revenues. Again, we can spend money. That is how economy will run. So all friends are here. It is a win-win situation. All ecosystem players I am requesting, you join us for this great momentum. I don't have any doubt we will achieve it. But as our friends have mentioned, India should become a player, not a participant. Any ecosystem we have to create. All international companies, I am telling you, if you miss now, you will miss forever. Nobody can venture missing India. It is a happening place, and also no longer if you think we will develop a product, we will market in India. No, you develop a product in India and you use Indian market also and also Indian resources. So with everything, we are having clear vision. We will transform our vision with the support of Government of India. Friends, I am requesting, sky is the limit for innovations. You are thinking somebody is innovating. Essence of time, you have to keep it in mind. Move in the competitive world, then everything is possible. I am very happy by seeing all of you, so much of response. Even our people have stopped at one stage further registrations because room is very full. That is the enthusiasm it has created now. As our people have rightly mentioned, we have created one ecosystem, Ratan Tata Innovation Hub at Amaravati, and also 5 zones, 5 spoke models. We wanted to bring industry to lead, academic institutions as knowledge partner, and also I wanted to promote in a big way every one family, one entrepreneur. Earlier I promoted one family, one IT professional. It has served my purpose. Today I am promoting one family, one entrepreneur. That is especially in a knowledge economy. Working from anywhere, it is not a big issue. Think globally, act globally. Distance is not the constraint. From Vijayawada or remote village in Andhra Pradesh, you start a company, you can serve the global community. That is the for today. That is going to happen for future. With this, for all our endeavors, quantum computing is going to play very crucial role. It will be next level. It won't come below this. With this excellent meeting, always I am saying I am a student, learning from others, and through public policies, I wanted to implement for the empowerment of people. Even today, by sitting here 4 or 5 hours, I am writing everything. I am understanding next level of technologies, how to integrate in my governance. I am very happy. Excellent occasion, very good momentum. Today you are going to declare Amaravati Declaration. That declaration will take it up to the logical conclusion. I am assuring you again and again, any hurdles, I will work it out, I will sort it out. But Government of India is here, there won't be any hurdles now. Everything is positive. So, good luck for all of us. Thank you. Excellent day. All of you joined. All giants are here. National, international experts are here. Now everything is possible. Good luck for all of us. Thank you. Thank you one and all.
Distinguished scientists, researchers, visionary technologists, academic pioneers, industry leaders, respected colleagues in the public service, and my dear friends. It is both an honor and a privilege to welcome you here to the Amaravati Quantum Workshop 2025. Today marks more than just a confluence of India's brightest quantum minds. Today marks a turning point, a moment when Mr. Naidu signals to the world that he is ready to lead the next technological revolution. Honestly, I find myself very lucky to see his second chapter of Technology Revolution. When he started his first chapter, I was in 7th class, like quite a few of the ministers now. And we really didn't understand what he's trying to achieve in IT. But it takes a visionary to see the future, distill it, execute it. And once again, while young ministers are in their 40s, we're witnessing the next technological revolution under the leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, Mr. Chandrababu Naidu ji. We are here to ignite a bold vision to transform Amaravati into South Asia's first quantum valley, a thriving ecosystem where ideas become innovations and innovations become industries. This is not a one-day event. This is a dawn of a national movement with Andhra Pradesh as its epicenter. We are investing in a full-stack quantum capability from qubit architecture to cryoelectronics, from algorithm development to global quantum standards. And I'm proud to announce that the Amaravati Quantum Valley will soon be home to the IBM Quantum System 2, India's most advanced quantum computer. India's most advanced quantum computer with 156 qubits. Asia's first quantum standards testbed in collaboration with NPL, IEEE, CDAC and AWS. A thriving quantum tech startup ecosystem with anchor support from IBM, TCS, HCL, Tech Mahindra and many more. Our mission is grounded in the strategic foresight backed by the National Quantum Mission announced by our Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji and enriched by global partnerships. We are collaborating with leading academic powerhouses like IIT Madras, IISc, Purdue University and University of Tokyo. Industry leaders such as Microsoft, LTI Mindtree, QNU Labs and others to co-develop frontier applications in quantum cybersecurity. Precision sensing for defense, healthcare and aerospace, quantum chips and cryoelectronics, quantum AI for pharma, climate and supply chain resilience. This is our movement to leapfrog, not just to join the global race, but to shape the very direction of this journey. Education, talent and workforce of the future. A quantum future cannot be built without a quantum-ready workforce. We are proud to announce that APSHE's introduction of India's first integrated curriculum in quantum technologies and AI across all our universities. I request Kamakoti Garu and Satyanarayan Garu to guide us in this journey. We are all here to learn. We are all here to collaborate. Under your guidance, Madhumurthy ji is here. Kuna Sheshidhar ji is also sitting next to you. We would love to really create a robust curriculum where our students can not only excel but actually thrive in their quantum journey. This initiative will ensure that Andhra Pradesh becomes the brain capital of the global quantum ambition. In the next few years, the Amravati Quantum Valley is projected to create over 1 lakh high-skilled jobs, incubate close to 50 plus unicorns, nurture next-generation PhDs, fellowships, and internships focused exclusively on quantum science and engineering. We are not just building technology, we are building human capital that can shape the future of technology. Under the visionary leadership of Mr. Naidu, Andhra Pradesh is not just dreaming big, we are building smart and fast. We are developing a dedicated quantum research zone within Amravati Knowledge City, single window clearances for quantum startups, labs and foreign R&D centers, plug-and-play research infrastructure with L&T, IBM and DRDO as anchor partners. And when vision meets velocity, innovation thrives. Honestly, all of us here are in this workshop to learn about quantum technologies. When the leaders, the industry leaders were presenting, it felt like I was back in college, my good old days in Carnegie Mellon. I think there's a lot to learn. In the last 2 decades, the entire sector has gone through a lot of transformation, but we as Andhra Pradesh would like to lead this from the front. To the scientific community, we stand by you. To innovators and startups, we offer a launchpad here in Andhra Pradesh. To global leaders and investors, please come partner with us to create our journey and power the quantum breakthroughs. Let Amravati become to Quantum Valley what Silicon Valley became to software, a global symbol of innovation, excellence and aspiration. To be very honest, when the Honorable Chief Minister spoke about this initiative, 99% of the people in the room didn't understand what he was talking. We were all perplexed, puzzled. I'm a Carnegie Mellon undergrad. I worked at the World Bank for 2 years. I'm a Stanford MBA. Even I was quite perplexed and puzzled. So all of us went to ChatGPT and started a research, like all of us do here. You know, it's very rare we come across visionary leadership. India is lucky to see the next version of Mr. Naidu, and we're really witnessing history here. When history is created, we really don't understand its impact and the transformation it will have on all of us. And I think we are very fortunate to have a leader like Mr. Naidu to lead from the front. And as the entire leadership in the cabinet, the bureaucracy, We are here to support his vision and make this a reality and to bring Amravati on the map of quantum computing. So let us together script India's next technological chapter, quantum by design and quantum by resolve. I'd like to thank every one of you for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and I'd like to thank the Honorable Chief Minister for making me part of his journey of creating history. Honestly, I don't know who the IT Minister was in '95. I should check back and jog my memory. But honestly, being an IT Minister in his cabinet this time around, I think the kind of energy, excitement that he's been able to create. And I'd like to thank the entire national leadership here for their support in this journey. Thank you very much, and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your wonderful words. Actually, some of us were not even born at the time of his vision started. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Sir, we have a video bite from Honorable Minister of State, Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, Dr. Jitendra Singh. I request the technical team to please present the ABI.
Ladies and gentlemen, at the outset, I wish to extend my heartfelt gratitude to the Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Chandrababu Naidu Garuji, and the Government of Andhra Pradesh for the groundbreaking initiative to establish a quantum valley in Amravati. Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister, and congratulations to you and also your government. Friends, the National Quantum Mission, as we all know, is a key pillar in realizing the vision of Honorable Prime Minister with regard to the Atmanirbhar Bharat and also Viksit Bharat 2047. And this mission aims to foster self-reliance and strengthen India's innovative ecosystem, thus boosting global competitiveness and global capacities of India. And may I also add that under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi, India is rapidly advancing towards becoming a global leader in quantum technologies and also harnessing its exceptional scientific expertise as well as dynamic entrepreneurial spirit. And therefore this moment today marks a significant leap in India's scientific and innovation journey. The collaboration between the IBM, the Tata Consultancy Stores, the L&T, and the Government of Andhra Pradesh is not just a technical alliance, it is indeed a strategic investment in the future of India's technological leadership. The Quantum Valley envisaged today is set to house India's largest quantum computer, that is 156-qubit IBM quantum system. It's going to be a landmark moment for all of us. I also extend my congratulations to all the stakeholders, the academic institutions, the R&D labs, the industry partners, the startups, the scientists, researchers, innovators who have all played a pivotal role in shaping India's quantum future. And therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the Quantum Valley initiative closely aligns with the National Quantum Mission of Government of India, reflecting India's bold ambition to emerge as a global leader in quantum technologies. It is one of the 9 missions under Prime Minister's Science, Technology, Innovation Advisory Council, the PM-STAC, representing India's commitment to using advanced science to tackle various challenges and seize leadership in the quantum revolution. And I'm glad to share that the Department of Science and Technology, DST, under the Ministry of Science and Technology, Government of India, is in the process of implementing the National Quantum Mission with a clear governance framework and measurable milestones. The National Quantum centers around 4 key thematic hubs, that is the T hubs. A, quantum computing in Indian Institute of Sciences, Bengaluru. B, quantum communication at IIT Madras and CDOT, C. Quantum sensing and metrology at IIT Bombay, and D. Quantum materials and devices at IIT Delhi, thus bringing together as many as 152 researchers from 43 institutions spanning across 17 states and 2 union territories of India. And one of the key strengths of these thematic hubs, or the T hubs, lies in their multidisciplinary approach, thus effectively bridging the gap between the cutting-edge research and the industry needs by fostering technology development, by nurturing skilled human resources, by supporting startups, as well as industry partnerships, and lastly, by also strengthening the international collaborations. The government, ladies and gentlemen, remains deeply committed to empower startups as vital engines of innovation and economic development of India. And therefore, through the National Quantum Mission of the NQM, the targeted support, including funding, infrastructure access, and expert mentorship, has been extended to 8 high-potential startups. And this initiative aims to cultivate a robust ecosystem for quantum-driven innovation, entrepreneurship, and also build bridges between cutting-edge research and practical applications, propelling India's advancements in the field of quantum science. And I'm also glad to share with you that in order to strengthen the capacity building in quantum technologies, the National Quantum Mission, in collaboration with AICTE, has developed a comprehensive curriculum for a B.Tech minor in quantum technologies, which would equip students with foundational knowledge and skills in this emerging domain. And therefore, I can say with confidence that India's National Quantum Mission is also closely aligned with the flagship initiatives such as Make in India, such as Digital India, thus fostering technological self-reliance in critical sectors. And this commitment is reinforced by NQM through awareness programs, through conferences, through brainstorming sessions that actively engage stakeholders across academia, across R&D labs, across industry, across startups, and across the government sections. And before I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, let me make a very earnest call. Let us all unite in our collective endeavor to build a self-reliant and technologically advanced India, echoing the clarion call of Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan, and embodying the true spirit of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, Sabka Prayas. The National Quantum Mission stands as a bold stride into the quantum era to define the nation's position as a leader in the area. And therefore, I firmly believe that the Quantum Valley, which is being planned, would be the springboard for our country to build a sovereign, secure, scalable quantum technology domain. And therefore, on behalf of the Government of India, and also on my own behalf, I extend our full support to this Quantum Valley initiative, and I'm also proud to walk the journey together. Thank you once again. Thank you, Honorable Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu Garu. My best wishes to all the participants. Jai Hind, Jai Vigyan.
Thank you. Honorable Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, Sri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu. Honorable Minister for IT, Sri Nara Lokesh Garu. The Chief Secretary of the State, Vijayanand Garu. Her Excellency Jennifer Larson, U.S. Consul General Hyderabad. The guests who have come for the meeting today, Mr. Anil Sharma, Global Head TCS, Sucharita K. Ella Garu, Co-founder and Joint Managing Director, Bharat Biotech, Mr. Rajiv Kumar, Managing Director, Microsoft India, Mr. Amitabh Ghoshal, Vice President, India Operations, L3 Harris, Mr. Sridhar Sidhu, Corporate Vice President, Blocking and Tackling, AT&T, Mr. Nilesh Biniwale, GM MD, VP Engineering, Pattern India, Mr. L.I. Naidu Garu, Managing Director, GROB Work, Mr. Manish Verma, Head India Innovation Center, Warner Brothers Discovery Media, Mr. Fani Mitra B, Global Chief Digital and Information Officer, Dr. Reddy's, Mr. Amit Singhi, Director, IBM Research India and CTO, IBM India and South Asia, Mr. Rahul Sharma, Managing Director, USIBC, Air Marshal DC Kumaria, retired, formerly Vice Chief of Indian Air Force, Military Advisor to BAE Systems India, Shri Sandeep Patil, Managing Director, IBM India Private Limited, Sri Scott Crowder, Vice President, IBM Quantum Adoption, IBM India Private Limited, Sri V. Rajanna, President, Technology, Software and Services, Tata Consultancy Services, Shri M. V. Satish, former whole-time Director and current Executive Committee Member, Advisor to CMD, Larsen and Turbo, Professor V. Kamakoti, Director, IIT Madras, K. N. Sachinarayan Garu, Director, IIT Tirupati, and sir, the distinguished guests from Delhi who have come here to be with us and have been always supporting the mission. Sir, Professor Abhay Karandekar, Secretary, Department of Science and Technology, Government of India, Professor Ajay Kumar Sood, Principal Secretary, Advisor to Government of India, and my colleague Pona Shashidhar who has come, District Collector, the Municipal Commissioner, the other officials and all the dignitaries who have come. Dignitaries from academia, the university vice chancellors, registrars, and the teaching faculty and the students in the areas of quantum technologies. And also the corporate companies who have come here, who have been using the technologies and will partner with us in using the technologies and algorithms to take the nation forward, and the members of the media who have come here. I heartily welcome all of you to this first workshop on the quantum technologies and quantum computing. Sir, in fact, when history is made, nobody actually on that day understand what is being done. I think today is one occasion where we are taking a leap forward, a leap of faith in the leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister and our IT Minister. Union government, we are taking this challenge to take the India into the next millennia through the quantum technologies. The Amaravati Quantum Valley is the first step in that. In that, all the quantum technologies, the emerging technologies in terms of quantum computing, in terms of quantum sensing, quantum communication, quantum metrology, and also the quantum chips, as well as the preparation of a large number of projects for the lot of startups that are coming in. Commercial companies which will be using these technologies like pharma, automobile, metallurgy, and other kind of cutting edge technologies that would be used. Today is an opportunity for all of us to get together here, discuss. Sir, in the morning already from 8 o'clock to before you arrived, sir, we had 3 round tables in which the experts from the area of quantum communication, quantum technologies, quantum sensing, metrology, and startups, and also from the universities have discussed the way forward, and which we will formally present at the end of the session, sir. And after these sessions, again, there are 3 technical sessions in which all the subjects will be discussed threadbare. We aim to prepare a roadmap for the quantum valley of Andhra Pradesh, and with that, the entire quantum movement for the India as a whole. We aim to not only create jobs, but also revolutionize the various sectors in that. We want to give new technologies, new algorithms to solve problems, create new products, new services for the humanity as a whole, not only for India or the state. We want to be the focus, and we want to be the center of the universe for the quantum technologies for the humanity to come. And we take this opportunity to again to welcome all of you, and we hope that all of you have a good discussion and have a lot of understanding, and you take away a lot of knowledge and a lot of philosophical thinking, because quantum is not only about technology but is also a lot of philosophy. In fact, quantum is also mired in our Indian mythology, also in our manuscripts also there are elements of this. So we hope that all of you take these elements back, and we hope that we make your time here worthwhile, and all of you go back with a lot of knowledge and a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of motivation to take the technologies and the system forward. Thank you.
Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Nara Chandrababu Naidu Garu, Honorable Minister, IT Minister Shri Nara Lokesh Garu, government dignitaries, distinguished guests, several friends, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning to you all. First of all, I'm truly honored to be here for this momentous occasion. This may be the first time that we are seeing a quantum technology workshop at this scale. I haven't seen one in India thus far. And I would like to start by congratulating the Honorable Chief Minister for envisioning the Quantum Valley Tech Hub in Amravati and aligning it with the National Quantum Mission. We have all witnessed the phenomenal contribution to India's IT revolution that he has contributed to in the 90s under his leadership. Quantum Valley will be a defining moment for India and building its expertise in what I call as the trinity that is going to take us to Viksit Bharat, which is AI, semiconductors and deep tech, and quantum computing. We at IBM are very excited to be partnering with the government of Andhra Pradesh and being a part of Quantum Valley. Now we have been investing in quantum computing for decades, and as quantum hardware advances, the opportunity to develop algorithms that bring us closer to quantum advantage, that is to truly take advantage of quantum technology to solve real-world problems that traditional computing cannot. That is the moment before us. And that continues to grow with the development of ecosystems and the advancement of this technology. We are firm believers that India will play a significant role in achieving quantum advantage and translating that to economic and social benefit for the nation and the world. We can leverage the collective knowledge of our distinguished research institutions, software and algorithm expertise of developers, and truly unleash our demographic dividend that we have in India to be a leader in this era of quantum algorithm and application discovery, to really drive this technology at scale. Quantum Valley at Amravati will bring these creators of quantum applications together with the adopters across industry, government, to enable ideas to go from lab to market and create a vibrant ecosystem that truly scales this technology. What have we been doing? And I want to sort of give you 4 points that I think you should take back. First, there is a tremendous amount of research capability in India, and we ourselves have been continuously building our research capabilities that works very closely with local ecosystems and continues to drive deep tech computing. Second, there is a tremendous amount of workforce that we have in India that can be unleashed. We have been enhancing that workforce, and I'd like to share some numbers with you that I actually find fascinating. Since 2021, more than 200,000 quantum enthusiasts, and I say enthusiasts because it's difficult to test their capabilities just yet, but 200,000 quantum enthusiasts from India have accessed IBM quantum learning resources. We make that available, and there's a lot of people that have actually taken advantage of it. And approximately 25,000 students have taken the courses on quantum computing that have been offered jointly by IBM and IIT Madras on the NPTEL platform. AICTE is also introducing a minor course on quantum computing for undergraduate students as a part of this initiative. And we have trained more than 900 faculty members on quantum computing fundamentals. To unleash this technology, we need the workforce and the experts to truly take advantage of this technology. Third, we are driving cutting-edge research and algorithm discovery by empowering India ecosystem to access the most capable quantum systems and resources. Fourth, we are supporting economic growth through industry engagement. There are startups like Boston QPSI that are using our quantum technology to boost the performance of complex engineering simulations using Qiskit libraries, simulators, and IBM quantum systems. LTI Mindtree is a part of our quantum network globally, as well as Tata Consultancy Services that have actually partnered with us to really scale this technology here in the Quantum Valley. And lastly, the government, I think, is now becoming very, very active in this space, not only at the center, but more importantly, right here in Andhra Pradesh. And we are excited to bring our most advanced quantum computer, IBM Quantum System 2. You can see that is a model of it right here, to Quantum Valley at Amravati. And please take time to take a look at the replica. So as quantum system arrives on Indian soil, quantum experts and developers will have an opportunity to build world-class quantum algorithms, which is what the need is right now around the world, and applications that will address real problems for India and the world. And we will do that from India. That is why I believe that this is a defining moment for India, and the onus is on all of us here to actively engage in this initiative and contribute towards the success of Quantum Valley and realize the vision of Viksit Bharat. And now I would like to invite my colleague, Scott Crowther, Vice President, IBM Quantum Adoption, to share how we are bringing this useful quantum computing to the world.
So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to begin by thanking the government of Andhra Pradesh for inviting me to join this summit and share my brief thoughts with you. I'm delighted to be here with Chief Minister Naidu and Minister Lokesh, representatives of the government of India, the government of Andhra Pradesh, members of the industry, domain experts, and founders of startups working in the area of quantum technology to kick this off. Now, I have to say that my understanding of quantum is probably not as informed, perhaps, as some of the experts in the room. I think in a layperson's term, when I think of quantum, I kind of think about India with so many possibilities existing at the same time. But eventually you have to choose as a foreigner, and that becomes your reality. We were at dinner with the Honorable Chief Minister last night, and he was mentioning how historically so many of Andhra's best and brightest had gone overseas to find new opportunities. And I can tell you where they are. They're in California, they're in Texas, and they're in New Jersey. But we're very, very happy to see that they're also coming back here to become part of India's next chapter. So the United States and India continue to forge a strategic technology partner that benefits both of us. In February this year, President Trump and Prime Minister Modi launched a new initiative which is called the US-India Compact. And this means to drive transformative change across key pillars of cooperation. So they announced the launch of the US-India Trust as well, which aims to catalyze government-to-government, academia, and private sector collaboration to promote application of critical and emerging technologies in areas like defense, artificial intelligence, semiconductors, quantum, biotechnology, energy, and space. And I'm pleased to share with you today that cooperation with India on a range of technologies, including quantum, has never been more exciting or as promising as under this initiative. Trust is building upon decades of science and technology collaboration between the US and India. This includes activities under the Indo-US Science and Technology Forum, which was established in 2000. For example, in quantum, the forum in 2019 founded the Joint Center for Secure and Resilient Quantum Optical Networks, which is a partnership between IIT Indore and the University of Nebraska at Lincoln to address technical challenges. In 2023, the United States and India announced a $2 million commitment to fund joint research, development, and commercialization of quantum technologies. This has resulted in funding for almost 20 projects of $120,000 each, and these included 6 awards for joint research and development in quantum. So the motivation behind the current Trust Initiative is to continue to grow the ecosystem for innovation and investments with secure supply chains between the United States and India. So we are optimistic the Trust Initiative will serve as a launch pad to further spur joint research, development, and commercialization. We have made great strides together to launch tangible quantum cooperation, and trust will further strengthen the strategic technology partnership between the U.S. and India, a partnership that is crucial for many things, to include innovation, economic development, and national security. I commend Andhra Pradesh for laying out this roadmap for advancing quantum technology and envisioning a quantum valley anchored by IBM and TCS as part of India's national quantum mission. As I prepare to depart India after close to 7 years here, I do want to say thank you for also letting me live here with you in this universe. So thank you very much.